Hello, fellow people. Something that I've noticed is I've probably overwatched Jordan Peterson and, Jocko Wilkins and those kind of people. And it's kind of shifted my mind a little bit into kind of the grindset, try harder mindset, which is everyone should be trying harder. So that's why it's nice to listen to, is because it can give you a little bit of motivation. But also, I'm just kind of thinking like Jordan Peterson now, because I've probably watched more than 200 hours, probably even way more than 200 hours of his videos. And it did help me originally in like 2017, because it made me quit weed. And I know a lot of people still smoke weed and they don't view that as a problem. It was a problem for me because it was just making me sleep all day, and I was already on a medication that made me tired. And I didn't really need that in my life. The one thing that attracted me to the Jordan Peterson lectures was the sharpen up thing. And it wasn't actually anything particular with his ideology, and it wasn't anything particular with him or the men's self-help that he was perpetuating at the time. Because I was also watching free Yale University lectures and free Stanford University lectures. There's playlists on YouTube. They have economic courses that are free. Basically how you'd audit a course in a college. They post the lectures for free on YouTube, and I was getting into those. And what I was doing is I wanted to stop the weed and sharpen up my memory and my line of thinking. So when I would have days off, and after the gym, when I'd be cooking my chicken or whatever like that, I would play a video game, and then I'd put the game on mute. I don't have a great console. I've replayed the same game over and over again, Skyrim, so I just put that on mute, and I'd kind of run around chopping things with a sword, and I'd put on the podcast, the lectures, anything like that from any university, and I'd listen to psychology, philosophy, sometimes economics, but it never really sticks. Things like that, and just to kind of sharpen me up and make me feel better about kind of killing time playing the game, and replace any brain cells that I fried with years of marijuana abuse. That was basically the thought pattern that I had. And it worked quite well. I'm a lot more articulate now than I was before. I deleted a lot of YouTube videos of my early channel. It was basically me not even coherently speaking. And I sharpened up in a lot of good ways here. But kind of I overviewed one person, and it was Jordan Peterson. And he went very far right politically, and I don't really view that his self-help and his politics necessarily go hand in hand. Sometimes they do, and there's something there as well, the power of the individual, where people need to take responsibility for themselves. But there is a lot of systemic problems that bottleneck that, where even if somebody is making the most out of themselves, they really can't jump from the life they have now to a life that they want. And because of that bottleneck, the constant pressure of some of these influencers, and I think Jordan Peterson broadly is an influencer, turns more from motivation into now depression. And it makes me want to be doing more, but I don't really have any of the pathways to be doing that. So it I need to listen to some more chill stuff for the time being, and take a break from all this philosophy that's kind of been dragging me down. And I think being self-aware is an extremely important thing. And it says in the Bible to seek wisdom. And I believe that. And I think wisdom is a part of wealth and health. And I don't want to go back to smoking weed and just kind of screwing around. That's not what I'm saying here. But what I'm saying is I need to be less critical of myself from time to time, and kind of accept things a bit more. And that's really the message of the Bible that I think a lot of the right-wing Christian influencers, which Jordan Peterson's now become, they kind of miss out on that acceptance part of Christianity, I believe. And I don't really know where I'm going with this at this point, but I've listened to one person for too long, and it's probably skewed my my mentality towards kind of, I think my whole line of thinking is parroting kind of Jordan Peterson's subconscious and Carl Jung at this point, because I've hyper focused on that for like 3 years, without really listening to other professors or anything else. He kind of took off in such a way, and he was putting out so much content and so much free content. It started off just his Harvard University kind of lectures about the maps of meaning, where he was dissecting like Pinocchio and things. But I don't think it's really healthy for me at this point, and I think I just need to be kind of living a little bit more carefree, getting out. And I think he's probably said a lot of stuff like that too, but I've been listening to more like lectures about meaning and things like that, and I still haven't really found meaning in my life. Anyways, I'm rambling at this point, and I guess the point of this video is taking more than one perspective, and I'm not going to hyper focus on one person anymore or their opinions, because it's kind of, I've already been raised in a traditional household. I have lots of conservative people in my family, and they've already been pushing me to do better, and do more. So I don't need to take. So when my family's making fun of me for not doing enough, I go home now and then I listen to a podcast or a lecture where it's doing the same thing. It's going to just really burden my mental state. So I don't know what other people have taken from Jordan Peterson, but I think it's a little bit too much for me at this point. So I'm going to step back, and I'm going to keep making the videos, and obviously like my vlog videos and things like that, and just how I see things. But I think I need to find another intellectual outlet, and maybe a different series of lectures from somebody else. Peace out.